Around the world, God is opening doors.
Hello and welcome back. Today is TeachBeyond's 5th annual Day of Giving. This is my 4th time going live, 3rd time today, once last night. And we are just celebrating all that God has been doing, specifically on the Day of Giving, but also just what God is doing around the world to reach the nations through education. That's what today is all about, is about celebrating the stories of what God is doing, sharing those stories, and then raising funds so that we can continue to do the work that God has called us to. So if you have been following our Instagram stories, you'll know that we passed the 75% threshold recently. And so we are getting closer and closer to our goal of raising $220,000 today to help us reach close to 3,000 learners in the new year. So just a couple of reminders before I'll be joined shortly by our Regional Vice President of Latin America. When you give today, your gift is matched. So you can do that through the link in the chat. And additional thing, when you give, if you're watching these lives, you can also be entered into our grand prize giveaway. Send us a message to let us know that you donated. That'll give you 5 entries. You can earn more entries through commenting in the Facebook event, inviting a friend to join you, either on this live, or we've got one more this evening with our president, David Durance. And specifically, if you're watching this live, we have some door prizes if you give within the next 15 minutes and send us a message that you've done so. This morning when we were live from Uganda, we had some items from Sparrow Project. When we were live from South Africa, we had some fabric bags. And now as we're going to be going live from Latin America, I've got some fun earrings to give away. Love all the bright colors in Latin America. These are actually from Senegal, where I used to serve with TeachBeyond. I didn't have any specifically apart from the ones I'm wearing. These are from Guatemala, but I'm not giving those away. But you can enter that specific giveaway by making a donation during the next 15 minutes. Or if you've already given and you would like to be entered in that giveaway, you can send us a private message letting us know that you have already given. But without further ado, I would like to invite Arthur to join our live, coming in live from Latin America. Hello, Arthur.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm fine and nice connect with you and in this beautiful day to Day of Giving. It's fantastic here with you.
Yes. Now, originally I had said we were going to go live from Uruguay, which is where you're usually located, but you are actually in Belize currently, yes?
Yes, totally. It's part of our life in missions. And today I'm here in Belize, a little country, and only 400,000 people here. But we have a school, and I'm here to support this school today.
That's wonderful. And I guess that's just part of being regional vice president for Latin America, that you do a lot of traveling all across Latin America. But for those who maybe don't know, could you share with us just a little bit into what does it mean to be a regional vice president, or RVP for short?
Yes, it's fantastic. I think this is for me. It's a perfect opportunity to serve God in many different countries and many different possibles. And the education in another moment, I think it's not so privileged in our mission world, but now the church and another in the mission start to see education of a big tool to reach people in our world. And for me, it's a privilege to serve in this position and support many countries in this region.
Yeah. So you kind of oversee all of the countries in Latin America that are part of TeachBeyond and helping continue to follow God's leading of what he's doing in your region.
It's more so for support our national directors and our principals in the schools and many different positions, but basically serve for these people, support these people in difficult situation, for seeing the future more and more kids in the hand of God. I think this is the position, this is the idea.
Yeah, that's so great. I know we just connected earlier today with Morris, who's national director in Uganda, And so like you are the supporter for all the national directors across Latin America, all those countries. I'm wondering if
Yeah.
then you could share a little bit about how are you seeing God at work in Latin America? I know it's a lot of countries that you guys work
Yes.
and serve in Latin America, so I'm sure we could talk all day with lots of stories, but just
Mhm.
in a short view, how do you see God at work in Latin America?
Yes, this region is a little different in terms of mission today because we have two big opportunities. We have a lot of people to reach in this region, and then we have this opportunity internal the region. But in the same, Brazil and other countries now is ascending countries, and we are seeing a lot of Latinos in different parts of the world. And but yes, the two simultaneous opportunities internal to grow and reach a lot of people here in this region, but in the same external possible. And we are seeing countries, and we are working now in 15 different countries in the region,
Wow.
but we are seeing, for example, Uruguay, a little country in the region, when we have a 45% of people, it's secular people. It's very difficult to reach this, but we are seeing open school, for example, growing inside this country in three cities now. It's new three cities, new three projects, partnership people, and in different situations. And this is so beautiful seeing in terms of internal movement, but it's only one country of 15 countries we are now operating in the region.
Wow. Yeah, I know we just talked with Angie Pape a little bit ago, who's the director of Open Schools Worldwide, and how open schools that started in Africa now starting in Uruguay, of really that's in a very secular country, that education opens doors for the gospel, through
Yes.
literacy training, through lots of different educational efforts. You also mentioned that idea of the external component of sending missionaries from Latin America to other parts of the world. So wondering, could you just share a little bit about that, how you're seeing that in Latin America right now?
Yes, it's we are seeing the two movements now, in we are have a lot of people to reach in this region, but in the same we are seeing these Latinos going to different parts of the world and have different opportunities because we are a little different in many
Yeah.
aspects, and some countries is open or more open for
Yeah.
us and the relationship in this. But we have a very beautiful story of transformation. A Uruguayan from a little city in Uruguay. I'm Brazilian. I live now in Uruguay, and 7 years ago we started Teach Beyond Uruguay, and start in the same time we're teaching people here, but prepare the people to send for other countries. And this Uruguayan here, Darwin, he started with us in our seminar. He studied with us in the final, in the graduation. This guy have a dream to serve in the 1040 window,
Mhm.
and pray a lot of time about this. And now this guy is here in 1040 window serving in a creative access. And 7 years ago, it's only the beginning of Teach Beyond Uruguay, and now we are sending people for 1040 window in our praise for more and more people here. Today, we have Latins in 10 different countries, but we are praying for more and more people going to close that countries space in
Yeah.
more and more to open, because the education open doors. And I think we have a big opportunity for Latin America in different perspectives.
Yeah. I've heard that story before, but it's still so encouraging to me that like of this first graduating class from the seminary, that one of them is now going out to serve in the
Yes.
1040 window. And I hadn't even realized it's only been 7 years since Teach Beyond Uruguay was established,
Yes.
and just the fruit that you're seeing in that short amount of time and what God's going to continue to do. And so
Hmm.
thinking about, it's our day of giving, and that people are giving towards the Global Impact Fund, which helped, that work of that seminary and a lot of work across Latin America. So how have you seen that, where being part of this global organization has supported and resourced the work that you're
Hmm.
doing in Latin America?
I think TeachBeyond Global is a key partner in all things. I'm in this organization 12 years now, and this organization support me a lot, and I think is the key part for the future, internal and external. And we seeing the in practical movements to thinking with us from Latin in strategical to support in terms of services and many of different tools. And for example, open schools, no, this started in Africa, but Teach Beyond Global working together with African, and now this is happening in Latin, in another different tools from global and support us to reach the people in terms of Latin, no? But and this idea, I enjoy a lot to work in this organization because we walk together. I think this organization it's about tools, it's about strategy, but a lot it's about praying together, walk together, and think what God desire for today, but think in terms of future. And I enjoy a lot the opportunity because I'm Brazilian, but work with a global organization and many different opportunities to serve together and walk together and reach the people together. And I think it's about Teach Beyond the idea to reach the nations from education. This is so important. This opportunity to walk together.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just like continually amazed as I get to know more people in our organization and hear more stories of just more ways that God is using Teach Beyond, that He's opening doors for the gospel through education. And that's really why we're here today for our Day of Giving, is to share just some of those stories of glimpses into what God is doing, and then to
Mhm.
help raise more funds so that we can keep doing this, keep walking together in this movement of transformational education. And so, wondering if you could just share, like, what doors you see that could be opened, like if you had more resources, like as people give to the
Mhm.
Day of Giving, what are they helping give towards in your region?
Mhm. And this is it's so cool. It's here, and because this is a real country, this is a real working, and we have a lot of potential in terms of internal. This country have a lot of difficulties, for example, in terms of education. And any country in Latin is different, but it's in Latin in our region, we have 35 countries to serve. Well, today, we only serve to 15, and we have a lot of possibles here to serve
Mhm,
more and more resources. It's more possibles in terms of internal
mhm,
projects. But in the same, for sending people, we need to capacitate and doing more formation for sending more people, and with more research it's possible sending more and more people from this region. And some countries I think it's possible, it's more difficult for some American or Canadian or apart from north, but for us in some moments it's simple. We are Brazilian and the people connect in terms of relationship, but we need support and we need more research to the possible to capacity to prepare and to sending more Latinos for our countries. And but it's the two things. We have this
yeah.
big possible to serve internal, but in the same prepare and sending people for our nation. We have now 62 countries in the window, 1040 window. Teach
Mhm,
Beyond now it's in less of we have a lot of potential, 40 countries to reach, and we need more research to think more about this because it's not numbers, and not only numbers, it's
mhm.
persons, it's people
Yeah,
here, and we need to reach these people and doing this together, not one or another country. We need to do this together.
yeah. So we're all just a part of this body doing this together, of partnering together in this work that God's doing, both, yeah, in Latin America, of bringing education to Uruguay, to Argentina. I know David shared a little bit about
Yes.
Argentina last night and what God's doing there through teacher training college, but then also in Uruguay and establishing new Christian schools. And so really, it's like that's what we talk about, the Global Impact Fund. It is helping mobilize more missional educators. It is helping start new schools, helping to bring education to the most marginalized communities. Like all of the donations being given today are going towards that. And so I'm just so excited to
Amazing.
see what God's going to
No,
continue
this
to
is
do in the future. We've seen what He's done in the past, and yeah, excited to see what He's going to bring.
Well, thank you everybody for doing donation today and walking together. Because not only Teach Beyond, if you are doing donation, you're part of this movement, and God transform the world with education through education. Nice. Thank you, Ruth, for this opportunity to share a little about our region.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I love talking with Artur. I just met him for the first time in person this past June, and just great to hear what God is doing in the region of Latin America and across the world. We have regional leadership in our different regions of Latin America, Europe, Africa, West Asia, and then East Asia and Oceania. So we people like Artur that are that regional vice president that leads our national directors like Morris in Uganda. And all of this is part of just the global body of Christ working together to reach the nations through education. You've heard us say that a lot today, but that's really what we're about, and that your donations can help us do that. So again, reminder that your gifts are matched today. We are getting closer and closer to that goal. Continue to follow our updates on social media to track with us as we reach towards that goal of $220,000. Your gift of $75 will help us reach one more learner. And if we hit that goal, that'll help us reach almost 3,000 new learners in 2026. So, and of course, final reminders about our grand prize giveaway that you can earn entries through just commenting and sharing and making donations. You just have a couple more hours to get entries into that giveaway, and we will announce our grand prize giveaway winner at our final live event today with our president, David Durant. So that'll be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and you can adjust for your time zone, and Facebook should automatically adjust that time zone as well as YouTube. And yeah, we are just so excited for what God's been doing. And thank you, like Artur said, thank you for partnering with us through your donations, for praying with us. And we are just so excited to see what God's going to do. Thanks again for joining us.